When we get live, Chad, you gonna go Mama Silence?
3, 2, 1.
Call this Washington County Board of Education meeting to order. After a moment of silence, Mr. Fleener is gonna lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jennifer, my legs, I couldn't do it.
Can we get consideration of the meeting agenda?
So moved.
Second.
It's open. Mr. Masters, I guess we'll do a roll call with you.
Okay.
How do you vote?
Yes.
I'm gonna add that to the minutes. Or is that
That'd be a
just
yes
totally
for me
separate?
too, because it's not coming out.
Is everybody's having
Yes.
lagging? Okay. We'll just do it. Mr. Riddle?
Let's do the
Yes.
minutes and then.
Mr. Irvin?
What?
How do you vote?
Oh, I voted. Yes.
Okay. It's not coming. Mr. Fleener?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hammond?
Yes.
Mr. Day?
Yes.
All approved.
Can we get approval of the meeting minutes?
So moved. Second.
It's open.
I'm not getting anything on that one.
I don't know either. Let's read what she's looking
I ain't got it either.
Go on,
You
Mel.
wanna roll call it?
Yeah, I will. Mr. Masters?
at. Yes.
Mr. Riddle?
Yes.
Mr. Irvin?
Aye.
Ms. Buchanan?
Yes.
Ms. Dillinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fleener?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hammond?
Yes.
Mr. Day?
Yes.
All approved.
I need to do one thing. We need to vote on, just announce it. Or
Add to the agenda.
we should add it to the agenda. Mr. Hanson, Burleson Construction, with the superintendent report under section 5.
Just add it as item F, 5F.
5F.
If you would.
I'll make a motion, we add him to the agenda.
Could I amend that till we put him to the first?
Sure,
Thank you.
he's going there anyway.
Well, I was just making sure. My friend's got to go. He's a coach. He's got to go.
That's right. All right, second.
Second.
Mr. Masters?
Yes.
Mr. Riddle?
Yes.
Mr. Irvin?
Aye.
Ms. Buchanan?
Yes.
Ms. Dillinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fleener?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hammond?
Yes.
Mr. Day?
Yes.
All
please.
approved.
Okay, Mr. Boyd.
Thank you.
Oh, you, sir.
We'll let Ms. Henson come up and be the first person, just to give us an update on the Jonesboro Elementary project.
Not a problem.
So to start out a little bit on the money side, total contract of $35 million. Total completed to date, just under 5, which is about a 13.5% completion. There's just a key plan, so if I'm talking area A, B, C, D, you guys know what I'm kind of talking about. This shows the concrete that's been poured to date, A, B, C, part of D, and part of E. So this little bit of area right here, whoops, this little bit of area right here, and this little area where the kitchen is all that's left to pour of the slab on grade. And that'll be poured on the 20th of this month.
Where's the road relationship to that fourth man?
You've got North Cherokee here, traffic circles up here, and the new road come across the top.
So what are we looking at that's up there now, the 2 floors? As I just drove by there before I come to the meeting, I noticed there was 2 floors that's got steel up.
I'll get to that.
Okay,
right now.
I'm sorry, jumping the gun.
So area A, Area A has got steel up, Area B has steel up, and the gymnasium actually, when we made this drawing yesterday, it wasn't up, but now you've got steel going up in the gym. So
You're touching the screen, yeah.
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 So along this side is what you have steel up right now. Here's kind of a shot looking down on the building. You can see your second floor steel up. You can see your metal pan deck for your elevated slabs. Steel moving into. So from Monday to today, they finished steel from here, and they're over into here now with steel. And they're just going to keep working around the corner. You can see those two areas I was talking about right here. And the reason that wasn't poured is just because we've got scaffold up for the firewall that's being built there. And then that's the kitchen. You can see all the under slab rough end that's going on. Just kind of some aerial pictures for you guys.
Pretty fast, that key.
And there's one of your overall.
Pretty piece of property.
Ooh, how pretty.
Mhm.
Pretty sight.
A couple milestones coming up. As I mentioned, slab on grade will be poured out by the 20th. Slab on deck, we're going to start our first pour in Area A actually next week. June through kind of the end of summer, Summers Taylor and the town of Jonesboro will be installing the majority of the site utilities for everything leaving the site. And then kind of a big milestone right now, shooting for mid to late October into November to start getting the asphalt layer binder down for the parking lot, so that going through next winter, everything will be out of the mud.
When is Summer and Taylor going to go back in there and do the rest of the grade?
Well, they'll be working on that as they start doing the utilities this summer, falling behind the town.
Are we on schedule, ahead of schedule, or?
You're never ahead of schedule, that's bad luck. It's on schedule, it is.
Doing good.
The winter allowed us to do a lot more. So it's right on. Any other questions?
We're good.
Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Not a problem.
Oh, yeah. If you got good shiny days, you can do it.
It's okay. It's okay, man. We know you're not in a hurry. What do you got, Mr. Boyd?
Just go back to announcements, if we could, section 4, before the superintendent's information. Just, this week is, of course, Teacher Appreciation Week. Tuesday was officially Teacher Appreciation Day. It's just, there's certainly not enough words to express, our teachers, how much we appreciate our teachers, and then all of those that support our teachers. All the educators in our buildings and across our district. And then, our main priority are Washington County employees and teachers and educators. But, across the nation, everyone, I hope, will certainly at least pause, and if they have a chance to thank a teacher, certainly take the time to do it. Our teachers over the last few years, and even beyond, even before COVID, their jobs have just over the years become even more difficult, increasingly more difficult every year. And we certainly all should hopefully appreciate all that they give for our students, and that they will. Their commitment and their hearts are bigger than this room for every child. So, I'm glad we had weeks like this and days that we designate appreciation, not just for our teachers, but for our nurses next week, and bus drivers, cafeteria workers, our support staff. Always should pause and to give appreciation, but it shouldn't wait until there's a designated day a week. We should do it regularly. Just a reminder, we also, per board approval and the adjustment to the calendar, we have professional development days, no student attendance. We had one on Tuesday. The next scheduled days, and the final 2 days are on Monday the 9th, next Monday, and then the next Monday the 16th. Those are professional learning days for the faculty and staff, and then no student attendance. And just some other items, we have Teacher of the Year Banquet coming up May 12th, 6 p.m. at Grace Meadows Farm. And then the other one on the 13th, Friday 13th, 6 p.m. is our Asbury graduation, and it's at Daniel Boone in the gym. Upcoming county commission, you see that in the agenda. We're presenting to the budget committee next week, and then that will roll into the scheduled time that we're presenting to the full commission, the general purpose fiscal year 23 budget. And that date for the commission is the 18th. And of course, our graduations, you see that on the 21st. We have a morning and an afternoon graduation at ETSU, starting with Crockett in the morning and Boone in the afternoon.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Are we doing it like we did last time at ETSU? We're meeting here, taking the van?
We didn't.
Well, I mean, I didn't know what the.
Well, I mean, I know that has been asked. If that's what the board wants to do, I can be chauffeur.
I know last time we had it at ETSU, we all met here, and the sheriff's department escorted us there.
Okay.
And we went in the side door
Okay.
because of the traffic. I just didn't know what.
I have not made those plans. I know Jennifer probably has.
It went well.
But if that's what we need to do, and you all know the flow of it better, I've never done that myself with pretty
For
fast graduations.
In my opinion, it was very easy to get in.
That makes it easier for the board, and that's what the board wants. We will do that.
Is the Career Quest Tennessee still on the 13th?
Yes, it is.
That,
10 to 12.
I was just making sure.
It's not. But, you know, you see several other dates that are in the reminders. Those are all of them are important, but those are the most important. We moving into superintendent's reports. We had scheduled one of our board members to give a presentation, Mr. Morehouse, but he wasn't able to be here, so we'll just roll through that. Updates, enrollment updates. You know, we're still monthly. We just maintain our enrollment. It's held strong throughout the school year. Projected enrollments for next year looks to be very much similar to this year. Right now, our kindergarten numbers, as it usually is at this time, are lower, but they will rise to by the time school starts and be at or above what they are this year. With some monthly maintenance reports for you. One thing, we are making a concerted effort to in addition to maintaining preventative maintenance in the schedule and the work orders, we're going to start doing assessments of all playgrounds. Just to ensure what we need to develop is a schedule. We certainly have been blessed to be able to address some, but it would be better in the long term if we have a schedule that we can work with and stay on schedule with, and replacing some equipment as we know it will need to be replaced.
So I hear we're going to keep an eye on them on a schedule, just to check them
You know,
over.
we certainly rely heavily on, as our teachers are out in the playground reporting it to the principals and submitting work orders, or principals as they walk the ground. But in addition, Dr. Jarrett's going to ask the team to, for example, our grounds team, as they move, at least once a month as they mow areas, to do just a site inspection of equipment, just to have a regular schedule and a review.
Has the playground at Boone Creek been installed completely or just parts so far?
Dr. Jarrett, are we 100%? I don't think we're 100%.
When I was by there yesterday,
The basketball court on the back end is 100% complete with the shade. The larger playground is about 98% complete. They just got to finish the mulch. And my understanding is Stan and his guys will be back on Monday, and they hope to be done with the small playground hopefully Wednesday, no later than Thursday. I talked with Ms. Hughes about planning a system-wide or a community-wide celebration to have some people out to have a grand opening of the playground. So we hope to do that maybe the third weekend of May.
Great. Great progress. It'll be real nice it is fully, complete. And then, just as an update too, we had a HUE committee, we presented what the board had asked. It's also an item that is on for formal action tonight under consent agenda about moving forward with addressing the Gray Elementary playground replacement. The HUE committee approved it to move to the budget committee. And all that is depending on all the bodies approving all the requests. Other than that, normal field trip reports that don't require board action. And then that moves into monthly financials that we've reviewed. If there's any questions about that, Mr. Hale is here. I think we covered almost, if not all of these, most of these at our work session.
Did we put enough money in budget to take care of fuel prices?
We're going to fall, and we're going to be able to cover within our operating budget the increases we're experiencing right now. Yes, sir. And then grant reports, I just want to give Ms. McKinney some praise. I mean, she's continuing to seek out federal and state grants and other grants available just to provide us opportunities to enhance. And she's secured a lot of funds this year and in the past, and she continues to. One thing we are right now, the big grant we're seeking is continuing to secure some money that we can complete our project through grant funds to put radios in all our buses. We've already put some, and we have several to go, but it'd be nice if we were able to secure a grant to do that instead of having to spend local dollars.
She's been a really good asset to our system.
Definitely. Other than that, that's all the items under Superintendent's Report, and just move to consideration of the consent agenda.
We get a motion for that, consideration of consent agenda.
So moved.
Jennifer?
Is everybody connected? We'll try.
Maybe.
It's open. Looks like it.
Stop it.
All approved.
Very good. All right, Mr. Boyd, back at you.
Thank you. Now after consent agenda, we just move into discussion items and any presentations in addition to what we've already heard. The main item in request for action is consideration of the fiscal year 23 dietary budget. You'll hear me say school nutrition. I apologize. That's just, I guess I'm wired that way, but it's in Washington County, we refer to it as our dietary budget. It's Fund 143.
We need a motion for that.
Is there any,
We're reviewing it still.
what are we recommending?
Well, we recommend it as proposed.
So at what percent?
They fall under the 6%
Yeah.
classified that you all have already approved.
Right, okay.
Yeah, all that right, that far right column, because of what's been approved, prepared it to have the multiple options, but the right column, the 6% increase in wages is what is recommended.
That was a question that was not in addition to the 6%.
No, it's to include what the board has approved.
I'll make that motion. We approve the dietary budget.
Thank you, Ben. Any discussion?
When is Caitlin coming to talk to us about the price of lunches?
This next work session.
Next month?
Yeah, the June work session, in a couple weeks in May.
Anybody else? All right, Jennifer.
It's open. All approved.
Okay.
The next item for board consideration is just associated with the request that we've made to pay for the Gray Elementary playground equipment using educational capital funds. We modified, or we've adjusted this year's 2022 expenditure list and projected expenditures. The item, if you'll scroll up for me, where the highlighted items are, what's been presented to Hugh to meet that expense for the Gray Elementary is the item we've had on there, Sulphur Springs Door and Hardware. That has not moved forward, for some time, and there's still some additional discussions. And as we finish our facility study, we will have more data, and we can bring that back in future planning. So this recommendation was to just move those funds, reduce there, and then add the Gray Elementary School playground equipment not to exceed $165,000.
I'll make a motion, we accept that.
Second.
Gray Elementary playground.
Well, this is for the whole,
Oh, we're not doing
Right.
it individually?
Well,
This is not-
you've already in the consent agenda,
So we're
you've already
already good
approved
with
that,
it.
yes,
Okay.
ma'am. But this is just to formalize the adjustment made in the board's educational capital funds 5-year budget
Okay.
plan. It's approval of that 5-year plan with the adjustment.
So I need to make that motion.
If you do so, I would appreciate it.
Okay, I approve the 5-year plan with the adjustments.
I'll second it again.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. No discussion?
Well, I mean, do we need to do that now? Shouldn't we wait till the architects come back with what we think the needs is? That's what I'm wondering.
This is just an adjustment to pay for the Gray Elementary playground without
Okay.
adding any additional cost. It was reducing that one project that we've had on there that we haven't acted on, but it was in the plan or in just using the funds that we planned for.
No new expenditures. Right.
Yes. What I believe you may be referring to, yes, we need to revisit, and when we move into next year, we will be adding, we will be dropping this year's 2022 fiscal year, and then we'll be adding a fiscal year, and we will be looking at the fact that revisiting in FY24 in 2 years when Jonesboro is complete and the payment for Jonesboro begins, we will essentially have 1/2 of the educational capital funds that are available to the board to address projects.
Okay. Jennifer?
Second. All approved.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Policy.
And the policies we did have, and what I would,
No.
what,
You missed
the budget.
oh, sorry,
We approve it.
important piece. You have improved, you approved in special call meeting, the FY23 budget that's been presented to the mayor. But before that, once, after that was approved, we received our first BEP estimate. So this is just incorporated the amount that was included in the BEP estimate. And it was an increase from the BEP fund. So Mr. Hill has incorporated that increase that in the first estimate from BEP, and that just is reflected in this revised budget.
Make a motion, we approve the FY23 budget with the updated BEP estimates.
Second.
No discussion?
What did the mayor have to say about our budget when you handed it to him?
He and
Are you all right?
He and Mr. Hill and I are going to have a conversation, just so we're all on the same page. But, again, our messaging and the fact of it is the board is presenting a budget that is not asking for an increase, and certainly asking the commission to consider any kind of tax increase.
And I think they have wanted us to focus on bringing our teacher salaries up too, as part of it, so I'm sure that's.
There is in the budget, in the projection, but we still have the ability to meet the needs without asking the commission for additional taxes. Mr. Hale appropriately has reflected actual sales tax revenue in our budget. But, you know, if that would require the commission to raise their maintenance of effort, so that we know that they might not do that. And still, it's very, very true and factual that we still will be going to them whether they raise their maintenance of effort or not, without asking them to increase any available funds.
Okay. Let's do Mary Beth. Can we vote? We're getting ready to
Voting's
vote.
open.
Are you asking her if we can vote?
You know she's the chair.
It's been
You
a
know.
while.
You know who's boss around here. Mary Beth. I don't like, where did I miss something when I said that?
No, sir,
All approved.
I did. I jumped.
I thought I messed you up, and I'm looking, I'm like, I don't think I did.
No, sir, I jumped ahead.
Okay.
My fault.
No, it's never your fault. I just thought I messed up for once.
The final item really, you know, is policy updates, but I would ask that we defer to next month. I would like to bring the sample language back to the board at a workshop, the next scheduled workshop, so then for consideration in June for any action. So no action needed on those items at this
You've
time.
already done that.
Cut.
Thank you, I didn't see them in there, so it's,
Yeah, it's with policy, as you look to change one, some are, and they're tied to several other policies, and as we continue to dig down the layers, it was very obvious we have more work to do before I would even ask the board to consider a change.
Okay. We're ready for WCEA?
I think she's
You're up.
sitting in the back.
I don't want to rush you. I just want to say Mary Beth wanted to be out here by 6. 3 minutes.
Well, I can surely draw on myself. No. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's nice to see you all today. Of course, if you don't know me, I'm Danielle Mitchell, and I'm
Teacher of the Year.
Award
winner.
Thank you so much. Yes, for the elementary school at Grandview. But I just wanted to take a minute and speak with you all this evening about our exciting budget season that we're in, right? I've been tuning in on those little views down there on YouTube to watch what's been going on, and I just have to say I'm excited, and I cannot say the word new teacher salary schedule without this smile. We know it's not a done deal yet, and we know that it's been heavily supported by this board, and we would like to say thank you to the leadership here for really taking a close eye at something that has, in my eyes, been something that's been overdue for a close look. But I do appreciate your diligence, and I appreciate your effort and time in looking over the options that were out there. I speak on behalf of the teachers to say that we are super excited for this huge investment that you're making in the people who come in contact with those precious boys and girls every day. I know there's a lot of people who do that, and it takes a village, as they say, but it is just super exciting to think about the investment and the beginning of a time where we're going to really take a step into the direction of a competitive living wage for our neighboring systems. I also wanted to say thank you to the leadership here at the central office that has worked diligently on those budget packets that have been presented to you, and the options that you all have labored over to look at. I said it before and I'll say it again, it truly is the heart of an educator who creates a visual and says this is where we are and this is where we'd like to go. So Mr. Boyd, I appreciate that. And I won't take up any more of your time. I just want to say again, this right here, every time I say the words, new teacher salary schedule, I can't help but beam a little bit. I'm excited for the historic investment that we're making. I'm excited to see how that will continue over the coming years. So thank you for your time, and I hope that all goes smoothly from here through the county commission so it becomes a reality in my September budget. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Flanger.
I know, I had to get
Thought it was
something
gonna be
in.
one time, one time.
Did want to say, though, this may be the last time some of our retired teachers that are getting ready to leave here this month. Just say thank you to them and the ones that have resigned and take new positions elsewhere because of life changes or whatever. Just wish them the best and wish all those that are retired the best as well. Thank you.
Anybody else? All right. Meeting adjourned. 6 o'clock, Mary Beth.
Actually, it's 6:01.
Okay, just turned 6:01, okay?
Just say